Defenders come under any extra pressure the last couple of weeks from the coach?
Yeah, he hasn't been too enthused with how we've been going defensively, so it's obviously something we've got to be a bit more diligent on and tidy up. So we'll be looking forward to doing that this week.
He did say, before that, you were averaging 69 or 70 again, so
yeah,
he can't be too unhappy.
Oh, he was happy probably prior to the last couple of weeks, but obviously, as you say, I think we've leaked obviously 220 points or thereabouts. So we're pretty disappointed with that, and we'll be looking to fix it up.
It's a lot of it seemed to be on the weekend, the pressure up the ground, or let's say lack of pressure up the ground. But how much? Obviously, you guys are looking at your one-on-one contests and how you work as a back six. How did you assess your performance as a defensive group?
It was a credit to GWS in the first quarter. They obviously got the ball through pretty quickly, and the mids probably didn't do enough to stop those guys getting the ball forward. But then, as a backline unit, we didn't get the job done either. So it's a full team dysfunction, I guess, and it's something we'll all be looking to collectively fix.
Few experts had the spotlight on Harris, thinking he's a little bit below par. Like, what did you see from him on the weekend and this season in general?
Yeah, I always find that interesting. I think it's maybe because he's got such high standards, he sort of dips below them a little bit, and the spotlight can get put on him. But I think he's been really good this year, and I think if you look at his contested defensive one-on-ones, he's had the most in the league and one of the best percentages in terms of not getting beaten. So, the critics are going to come out and say what they're going to say, but I think he's been pretty good for us this year, and he helps the rest of the guys around him as well. So, I guess it's just a bit of talk in the media and stuff comes up like that, but he's fine with it, and he's always working to get better as well. So, we don't read too much into it, I guess.
I don't want you speaking on his behalf, but would he care about that?
Oh, probably. He's a pretty proud sort of a guy, and obviously he takes a lot of pride in his performance and what he does for the team. So I think he'd probably take it a little bit to heart, but it won't stop him from going out and doing the best he can each week.
Is it an easy fix after a couple of blips on the radar this week?
I don't know if it's ever an easy fix. Obviously, teams play so differently. So what might work one week won't work the next week, so it's probably just trying to consolidate our system to make sure that it stands up against every team's different offensive style.
There's a belief that that can be a defining month for you guys, given that, St Kilda next, then the bye, then Melbourne.
Yeah, so I think we've got Fremantle, St Kilda, Melbourne and Bulldogs as well, so 4 pretty good teams coming up, which is a good challenge. And obviously we've seen against some of the teams that aren't so high on the ladder, we've obviously struggled at times as well. So there's no easy games, and we've certainly got 4 pretty tough ones coming up. And I don't know whether it's the defining moment of the season, but it's a pretty important month for us, and we'll be looking to play our best footy throughout.
Is that mentioned in the 4 walls? Or
sorry?
Or are you just worried about Sunday?
Yeah, obviously the majority of your focus, almost all of your focus goes into the next week, but you do have an eye to what's coming as well, sort of down the track. So we're aware of it, and we know that the next month's going to be a challenge, but as of pretty much this moment, we'll be thinking of Sunday, and then we'll look again to the future from early next week.
What do you think of Freo obviously coming off a pretty eye-catching win over Melbourne, who previously hadn't been defeated this season?
Yeah, they've been great all year. Obviously, they've beaten Melbourne and Carlton, so they've had some pretty good wins, which is a credit to them and the way that they've been playing. I think their pressure's been elite, so we're going to have to work through that and see what we can do. And obviously on their home deck, they play it pretty well. So, we'll obviously have to try and go up against the better teams, and starting this week, it's a good challenge for us.
You know that state, that environment really well. Like, what do you expect in terms of a reception and how their supporters get behind their team?
Yeah, because obviously they're going so well at the moment, their supporters, I'm assuming, will probably fill out the stadium, and we'll have a very little percentage of the crowd will be in our favour. So it'll be a pretty parochial crowd, and I think if they can get momentum, the crowd will get going with it, and they'll look to probably use that. But that's something that's a challenge for us, and something we're looking forward to.
I'm sure you do your best every week, and every player goes out there to do their best, but is this type of challenge something you sense as a group that we can go up a gear here from where we've been the last 2, 3, 4 weeks?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, historically over the last couple of years, we've probably in the more challenging, I guess from the outside looking in, more challenging games, we've stepped up to another level, and it's something we pride ourselves on. But yeah, you're right. You just go out and do your best every week. It's just some weeks it doesn't quite happen as well as others.
You're a WA boy, aren't you?
Yeah. So looking forward to getting back.
Any requests from family and friends for tickets?
Yeah, I got a few tickets. It's always a tough gig getting tickets at the moment. So I think Mum spoke to Dunks to get as many as possible.
I imagine, I don't know if you've done this before, it was a weird feeling growing up there and then you go back and suddenly all of Perth's not behind you anymore?
Well, it's funny because it's such a big footy state. We actually still have like quite a few supporters anyway. So it's just nice to get back there, and it's amazing. I never really noticed it growing up there just how much people in Perth love footy. So it's always fun to go back there and see that sort of environment.
How's Joe?
Yeah, no, he's going really well. I believe he's in line for next week, possibly. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that, but yeah, we're hoping to have him back next week, or if not, after the bye. So he's obviously had a really good period in rehab, and we'll be looking forward to getting him back.
And Hugh?
Sorry?
Hugh?
Yeah, I believe Hugh's playing. I'm not sure. I'm not across that, to be honest with you. So it was. I'm going to be in all sorts of trouble here. I think it was only on the minor end. So they're usually a week. I'm not sure.